Guys, you're currently watching a clip from our weekly podcast, Never Onside. The full podcast is available in audio format on Spotify and in video format on YouTube. So go subscribe to us and press on the notifications. It helps us a lot. Thank you.
So now let's move on to previews. So again, as we all are aware, last weekend's matches were postponed due to Queen Elizabeth's passing away. So again, Premier League is back this week, and unfortunately, there won't be all 10 games, just 7 games.
Yeah.
So again, any matches to watch out for? Host anything you want to look out for FPL wise or just Premier League
FPL
wise?
wise, everyone is talking about the Spurs Leicester game, and people are planning to wildcard as well to get Kane in instead of Salah. I think Kane has a good record against Leicester as well. I think so. It's fun to watch, and I think if you want to target, then you should go for Spurs players and also West Ham. Bowen is also someone whom people are talking about, and Madison also. But I'm not sure about these kind of players who haven't shown the form. They have the fixtures going forward, but I don't think they have the form with them to to for us to consider
Justify.
them in, yeah, right now. And in terms of people wildcarding, I wouldn't go there right now because wouldn't go wildcarding into a blank game week. If it was a full game, I've been talking about wildcards to get Liverpool players out from like game week 6 or 5. And we had a chat about Salah as well, and that is what is happening right now. People are shipping him out, and so I wouldn't go there right now because of the black game weeks we have, and also because Chelsea and Brighton, two teams which are very unknown right now for us. So I'll wait and see, and also because everyone is shipping out Salah, I'm not very confident in shipping him out right now. But the performance are not great. But Jota coming back is a good thing for them as well because a lot of focus shifts from someone like a Salah to Jota, and that is when Salah gets into the um, penalty box unnoticed and he'll start scoring. We know he has it in him to score clinically, so that is something to watch out for. And Brentford Arsenal matches will be a fun match as usual because Tony is in form and is coming out of a hat trick right now, and people are shipping out Jesus and going for Martinelli and Saka. I started with those two, and I was thinking, should I go for Jesus? And now the tables have turned. People are going for Saka and Martinelli. And Arsenal's fixtures are not great, I think, moving forward as well.
After this, they have the
City,
North London derby as well.
yeah, City versus Wolves is also another game, but you don't quite know who is going to get rested because everyone has Haaland. If you want to, go for De Bruyne, will he get the full 90 minutes? I don't think he will get 90 minutes, but will he even start? That is a question that we'll have to see. And yeah, anything you want to add?
So whatever just host mentioned, I have exactly done the opposite of thing. He mentioned go for Kane. I have no Spurs in my team. He mentioned don't sell Jesus. I have exactly sold Jesus, and I have sold Ramsdale. He said don't go for punty players like Madison. I have gone for Madison. He said don't go for KDB. We are not sure about the minutes. I have KDB as my Salah replacement in my team.
Oh my
And he
god.
said don't use the wild card. And just to actually answer it, I am on my wild card.
Oh
So
shit.
everything which Hose has mentioned now, I have done exactly opposite of it. And after listening to us, I'm not sure about how things will pan
No,
out.
no,
But yeah,
you should tell your point of view as well because I am on. If you go, when we go to our team, I'll show you that I just need one more player to have my 11 in for this game week. So it would be Salah to De Bruyne if I want all 11 players playing. Yeah. So what is your take on whatever you have done so far?
so I was in a similar situation. I had a free transfer and a -4 would have given me the 11 players which I wanted to. Not even the bench. On my bench, there would have been like maybe James and uh, Dunk. and Neto was the 11th player, so 12th player. So there was no case for me to do a wild card. My original plan was always to wild card in game week 9. So I made two wild card drafts, game week 8 and game week 9, and I saw there wasn't much difference in those both the things. Obviously, the biggest difference is the time which we get. That is the 2 week period, because there won't be any matches in the next week. There will be an international break. So that is the only negative side which I feel at the moment, which I don't have with me, is you don't have that time. You don't have that time to get players rise and then use that money somehow. So moving on to, as you said about Jesus, again he is owned around 75-80%, and going against him is definitely not the right play to do. But again, I am going on to the fact that I'm playing Isaac instead of him. So I think
Mhm.
Newcastle have the potential of scoring at least 12 goals in the next 3 games. So I'm betting that against maybe an Arsenal scoring 4 or 5 goals against a tough opposition, right? So that is what I'm betting against in form of Jesus versus Isaac. In For the Spurs game, again, I'm not very sure how they react. Not very keen about how I Son was my initial differential, but again, after seeing those performance, I'm not very keen on him. Maybe the most I can go for is Kulusevski at this moment. If I see many people saying Kulusevski might start or not, so that is the only attacker which I'm considering. Why not Kane? Because again, if I have Kane and if I want Salah again for the next week, that is game week 9, I have to make 2 weeks, and that's like booking. Sorry, two transfers, and that's like booking a -4 and a free transfer already to get Salah back in. Right. So that's why That's the whole only reason why I'm going for a KDB, because that gives me an option. If I want Salah next week, I can directly switch it to it. I am keeping the million in the banks, which will help me to get that move done. And then talking about West Ham, again, even I'm not convinced on West Ham. As you said, Bowen is a good option. Paqueta is a good option. Paqueta is that's how we call him, I
Okay,
guess,
okay.
at 6 million.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was a good player at Lyon, but he's not yet proven in the Premier League. So those are the 2 3 options which you can keep at. And then Leicester, Madison. Madison has been very good, not very good, but he has been the main person from Leicester attack who has
Right.
been always been in the box, right? He has not played. His position is still unknown. He has played as 10. He has played as right winger. He has played on in like just behind a striker. So there is not a constant position as of now. But yes, I'm taking that blind jump. The 90 minutes, Leicester not playing in any European games. That is what I'm focusing on.
Okay.
Players to get from teams who don't have midweek fixtures, so I can like take a blind guess on their minutes and use that in my favor maybe. So that is the only whole thinking process. The downside, as I mentioned, is the time which I don't have of the data of this for the 2 weeks. But apart from that, maybe a Chelsea. I'm not sure. Chelsea is not playing this weekend, so we can't get any more information from that. So I thought that was the trigger point of just saying, okay, we are not getting much more information from those teams which we want to. So might as well just go and do the wild card 3 4 days earlier than used, like as it was
Okay.
planned.
So last season has shown us that there is no point in holding the wild card for long, because I wild carded very late, and it wasn't a great wild card as well. And people who wild carded around the 6, 7, 8 really profited in that time. I think so. This year, it's not. It's you have heard what Mayur and I had, two completely different viewpoints, but both have valid points to think in that way. So it's only time will tell who is right. And like, let's see our teams as well. Yeah, so this is me without a hit right now. I took a hit last week and kept my team ready because I wouldn't have time. And then the queen passed away, and we got to know that fixtures are, postponed. So this is my team. I've gotten Ward instead of Sanchez, who's not playing. And Trippier was someone I brought in last game week, I think. Cancelo, Saliba, and Nico Williams. And I had to play Andreas. Martinelli, Saka will be there for sure. And Mitrovic is also an addition that I brought in this week. and Haaland cap as usual. If someone doesn't play, that is an issue. And two Arsenal players, three Arsenal players, in fact, and I'll be banking on them to give me points. And Salah to De Bruyne is the easy way out, but I will do something about it. I guess it has to be a hit. Why not? If I'm wildcarding in the next game week, why not go for a Son as a punt? Even though he has not performed, these kind of games are the ones in which he can kick off, right? We know that in some games he can turn up and score 3 goals or 4 goals. He can destroy you just like that. Son is someone that no one would have. De Bruyne, I'm not sure if he'll play the bulk of the minutes. So why not go for a Son? You are not losing anything if you are wildcarding in the next week as well. So that is something that I thought about, but I'll need some more time to think about it. So yeah, so this is your wildcard team. Please take us through what you thought.
Yeah, so this is the so there are three main areas of concern, that is the Fofana spot, Zaha spot, and the Madison spot. Rest of it,
Yeah.
mostly I am very convinced on. That is the same team I will be going with. As I said, in the defense, James is a no-brainer. I think he will be playing as right
Mm.
wing back. We saw yesterday, so
Yeah.
no point giving not keeping him. Neko Williams again, not from the best defense, but yeah, attacking returns has kept him ticking along. Cancelo again, no reason to not go for him. And Trippier, who has a good run of fixture and has delivered points as well. So that ends my defense. In midfield, Martinelli, no doubt. At the moment, the price range and the output is offering, can't ignore. De Bruyne is a punt, not punt, a pick instead of Salah, and Andres, the normal one. Isaac, as mentioned in the previous slide, why I am going for it. I think Newcastle will score a lot of goals, and Isaac might be in them. Mitrovic, again, no reason not to go, a no-brainer, and Haaland is a no-brainer as well. So now the three spots, as I mentioned, I'm still thinking on is Madison, Zaha, and Fofana. Might as well just go with Bowen, Kulusevski in that place. But I think Zaha is more
Explosive
fixed,
more.
more explosive, has good run of fixtures, and more fixed in my mind than Madison at the moment. Madison is the more of the player who I might try to look out for. And after yesterday's fixtures, Skokure playing as the left center back, so has got me thinking about Fofana actually. So how do you fill that spot? Do you go 4 million like a Patterson, or maybe I have still 1 million in my bank, so maybe go a 4.5, 4.6 for a dunk or some kind of that player. So I'm not sure about that third spot after yesterday's result. But yeah, we still have a full day tomorrow. I will be thinking about it and how things go. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see.
for me, usually when you see a wild card, you'll see, oh shit, I am missing out on so many players. But looking at this, what am I missing out on? Saha, Madison, Isaac, you know, that doesn't like. So any other season, I'm sure you wouldn't go for Saha, Madison together. And you already have an Andreas, Mitrovic, Isaac, like 5 players there who are like dicey and like who are a streak kind of players. Like they go on streak and then they don't perform. And combining Saka and Madison, even Saha and Madison, even though they have good fixes on this side, it's a very different tactics which we wouldn't usually deploy in the past seasons as well. Yeah. So that is something that I notice in a lot of wildcard teams,
Yeah.
and that
Looks
is
like
why I'm.
yeah, most of the
Yeah.
managers are going for the fixed 90-minute players rather than maybe
Mm.
those players who might rotate. So that is the whole thing about me thinking and going for this. Even in any other season, I also wouldn't do this kind of.
Yeah,
I also would laugh
exactly.
at this team. What are you doing? You're not playing the usual
Yeah.
way. But this
Yeah.
season has its own challenges, and this is the first time where there is so much crunched games. We saw COVID, we saw everything, but since not even then there was such a crunched fixture schedule, and this time it has been a bit different. So just trying it out. Hopefully it works out. If
Yeah.
not,
Either
then
it works out very well, or it
it
is going
doesn't.
to be a very bad flop. There is nothing in between
In
for
between,
this team.
no
So
safe
there are no safe bets
side,
on
safe
this.
side. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's it for this video. So before we end, those who have not joined us, our league, the league code is mentioned on the screen, and there is a auto join link in our description box as well. So if you are interested to play with us, you can join the league. Yes.